Bitcoin closed above $50,000 on the 4-hourly chart for the first time in history. The oldest bank in America is now supportive of cryptocurrency, and Apple may be the next one to buy crypto. Hey guys, my name is Sheldon Evans. Welcome back. Or if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on all of those bell notifications. As you know, YouTube does often gatekeep some of this cryptocurrency content, so unless you let them know that you want to see this time-sensitive information, you will miss out. Alright, so on my display right now, I have the Bitcoin US dollar chart open, and as you can see, we have just broken out from this rising wedge pattern, and we've broken to the upside. So traditionally, this is a bearish pattern, and usually it breaks down to the downside. But fortunately, thanks to the absolute bullish movement that crypto has been having with regards to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and pretty much every other cryptocurrency lately, we've been seeing these breaks towards the upside because there is no other way besides up, apparently, in cryptocurrency lately. So fortunately, we have broken to the upside, and the target would be $54,000 next. Currently, we're sitting at around $51,203, so it is very high right now. I believe that we will hit this $54,000 level next and then see some sort of a rejection or at least resistance. And the reason that I say this is the level that we will see this resistance is because there, obviously, we have the target from the rising wedge pattern here, which is about the length of the rising wedge from the bottom to the top, which is around the $54,000 level. And if we were to hit this level at $54,000, we will see that at around that price point, or when Bitcoin hits that $54,000 level, the market cap of Bitcoin will be expected to hit $1 trillion. And this is a major milestone that we're looking to hit when Bitcoin finally hits and possibly surpasses the $1 trillion market cap on its own. Not too long ago, $1 trillion was the market cap of the entire cryptocurrency industry as a whole. And Bitcoin is slowly but surely, actually very quickly, rising up to that level, and perhaps we'll hit that within the next week or so. And I believe news that is coming out, or that is potentially going to be coming out over the next few days, could help this and help this surge in price very, very shortly. And the first of that positive news is MicroStrategy looking to add yet again to their Bitcoin holdings and looking to purchase another $600 million in Bitcoin. I think once they do that, then we will start seeing some movement upwards for Bitcoin. As more and more companies will start following this as well, more and more institutions will start following. As we know, we've already had Tesla purchase cryptocurrency, we've had Tesla purchase Bitcoin, with Ethereum making that $1.5 billion buy. But next up could be institutions or companies like Apple following along suit. And we have some news to support that could potentially indicate that Apple could be the next one to buy Bitcoin. So Apple Pay can now be used to spend Bitcoin. So the BitPay wallet, or BitPay, which is a prepaid MasterCard that allows you to spend your Bitcoin, can now be loaded or connected to Apple Pay and allow you to purchase using Apple Pay at pretty much any merchant that allows Apple Pay. So Bitcoin's wallet, BitPay prepaid MasterCard in the US can now add their card to the Apple wallet, and Apple Pay will now allow Bitcoin to be spent online, in stores, and in apps, BitPay said on Friday. So this is a small step ahead for Apple. Obviously, they don't have their own Bitcoin. They don't own Bitcoin yet. They haven't announced that they have purchased Bitcoin. Obviously, there is some potential that Apple has already purchased Bitcoin. Already, they haven't just announced it. But that is not confirmed. That is purely just a rumor and speculation. Although Apple is a very innovative company, they are forward thinkers. I believe that they will be the next major company or major institution to purchase Bitcoin or add it to their balance sheets. And the reason that we say this as well is thanks to an article on Zero Hedge. So Apple is about to announce a $5 billion Bitcoin purchase. One bank thinks so. And the reason that we have this is that over a month ago, we correctly predicted today's shock announcement by Tesla, in which Elon Musk's company decided to pivot once again, this time into the cryptocurrency world, and purchasing $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. Now they are predicting that Apple will be the next to buy Bitcoin. And this is not such a far-fetched idea at all. And the reason being is that we have had some ideas in the past by Apple themselves saying that In terms of Apple, if they were to purchase just $1 billion of Bitcoin, that would be simply 4 days of cash flow and would send even more users to the Apple exchange. So this is an idea that was proposed stating that Apple could potentially create their own cryptocurrency or their own wallet, which is a fantastic idea in my opinion. And the reason being is that Apple is on billions of people's minds. Billions of people have Apple devices. They're using them on a daily basis. So by simply integrating cryptocurrency into their wallets or into their devices, they'll give access to billions of people to cryptocurrency. And they could easily steal major market share from these major exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken and KuCoin and so on by simply integrating it with their devices, because they're a more trusted company. They're a company that people use on a daily basis. So by having this on their devices, they don't really have to overcome many hurdles to gain the trust of people or to get people to start using their devices or start using their Apple exchange or Apple wallet or whatever it is that they decide to create. They can simply just integrate it and people will be able to use it without even understanding that they're using cryptocurrency perhaps. And I think that is the next step in crypto evolution, is when people start using the blockchain without realizing that they're using the blockchain. So cryptocurrency in the past or even right now can be quite a large step for people who have never used it before to start investing in it and using it. And integrating things like this where the blockchain is used on the back end and people don't know that they're using cryptocurrency or that they're using or interacting with the blockchain in their everyday purchases or everyday use case, then I think that's when we start seeing this mass adoption of cryptocurrency, because people can simply use and spend crypto without getting into the nitty-gritty and the tech details of that. They can simply use it in a simple manner as they would use Visa or MasterCard right now. And as we know, Visa and MasterCard has also shown support for cryptocurrency, allowing possible fiat on-ramps or fiat on-ramps in the future to purchase cryptocurrency with MasterCard and Visa. So we have got major support from all these institutions coming up, as well as Tesla, as we've just said. Now, if you don't know yet, Crypto.com is giving away a Tesla. So if you trade at least $100 of Bitcoin on the Crypto.com app, you'll be entered into a draw to win one of 4 Teslas ending on the 8th of March. So you've got about a month left or half a month left to enter this draw. And if you don't have a Crypto.com app account yet, I would suggest signing up for that, because you do have 0 fees for the first 30 days. So initially what you could do is sign up to Crypto.com, make your large cryptocurrency purchases, or at least transfer into something like a stable coin and have your cryptocurrency sitting in the app so you don't pay those 2 to 3% fees when purchasing cryptocurrency. So I highly suggest signing up to this. So we do have major support from America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon, coming to cryptocurrency. And as I've said many times before, this is the age of institutions for Bitcoin. The institutions are coming in and showing support for Bitcoin. And with the oldest bank in America saying that the custody bank said on Thursday, it will hold, transfer, and issue Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies on behalf of its asset management clients. So this is a big step in my opinion, because we are getting these older institutions, these more traditional, conservative sort of mindsets coming into cryptocurrency and supporting this new age tech, this new type of financial system. And if we're able to get them into cryptocurrency, if we're able to get these older thinking or more traditional thinking institutions into cryptocurrency, it means that it's here to stay. And that is protecting us from the downside of Bitcoin. So many people have said, or we've heard this in previous Bitcoin cycles, where this time is different. And it doesn't end up being different, because Bitcoin and the whole cryptocurrency market as a whole follows the cycle where it reaches a peak and then it crashes back down. And we have a bear market for a few years before it peaks again and crashes back down. So this time could potentially be slightly different. Yes, Bitcoin will peak. Yes, Bitcoin will crash again. That is a definite. It is almost certain that that will happen based on how the cryptocurrency cycles work, although that downside could be minimized this time. Perhaps Bitcoin won't crash as low as it has in the past, thanks to these larger institutions investing in cryptocurrency and in Bitcoin specifically. Because these institutions are purchasing in, they have less inclination to simply buy and sell very quickly as the retail investors have done in the past. So in 2017, that was the rush of retail investment, where many people were trying to get into cryptocurrency to make a quick buck, and then they sold for possibly a small profit or even a loss and got out of it. And that is what caused the major dump or the major crash in cryptocurrency in the previous cycle. Although this time around, institutions are truly understanding the value of Bitcoin. They are really seeing it as the true digital gold, meaning that the purchases that they're making now, say Tesla, maybe Apple buys next, or BNY Mellon has shown its support for cryptocurrency, perhaps these institutions won't sell as quickly as the retail investors did in the past. So they are looking to purchase now and hold for many years, not just for this cycle, but for many cycles into the future, therefore protecting us, or at least stabilizing the price of Bitcoin and perhaps other cryptocurrencies, and protecting us from that potential major downside crash that could happen after the cycle. Although this could be a super cycle as well, meaning that we could see Bitcoin rise to the $500,000 level and then crash back down 90% after that, because these institutions and retail as well will come in again this time and have the similar mindset. But at least we have these institutions that are going to stick around for a while. So that is a fortunate thing coming to cryptocurrency. So let's go back to the charts. As you know, I've just said that Bitcoin is looking to hit that $54,000 level before potentially getting rejected because of the market cap of Bitcoin hitting $1 trillion. We also have some charting here for Ethereum. So Ethereum has been on a pretty much of a stagnant move for the past couple of days. So we've been between, 1,730 as low as $1,689 during that dip a few days ago. Fortunately, we have recovered from that. We are still testing that upwards trend line, showing support there, which is fortunate. And I believe that once Bitcoin surpasses or perhaps hits that $54,000 level, we'll see another major run for Ethereum. We've got a ton of bullish news for Ethereum, which I'll cover in a second, that supports this as well. Now, Ethereum in the past has been hitting this 50-period moving average, as you can see here, this purple line. And every time it has hit this line, it has shown a good opportunity to purchase Ethereum. So we touched it back here and just broke below it, and there was a good chance to buy. We touched it here and broke below it and then broke up again. And we touched it over here, here, and again now. So I think this is a good time to enter Ethereum if you haven't yet. As some of you may know, if you follow along in my Patreon, I do share some of my trades there. And a few days ago, I traded my Ethereum for Cardano. We traded that on around the 6th or 7th of February, as we showed support here against Ethereum. So when we did make that trade, I switched over my Cardano for Ethereum. At the peak, we made about a 75% move against Ethereum, currently sitting at around 50%. So if I were just holding my Ethereum, I would be 50% down to Cardano right now, but fortunately I did trade some of it and I'm up 50%. So that has been a good trade so far. If you do want to see more of these trades or tutorials and Q&As, you can check out my Patreon. A link to that is also in the description down below. Now let's get to some of the bullish news that we have for Bitcoin and Ethereum and why I believe Ethereum could be on a run for the next move up. So firstly, we have Bitcoin value on exchanges or balances on exchanges continually decreasing. So this is incredibly bullish news, meaning that people are purchasing Bitcoin on exchanges and then withdrawing it for long-term holding. Just as I said with these institutions, that is potentially the idea that they will have is to purchase Bitcoin and hold it for the long term. We can see that visualized here by using a site called Glassnode. Now, I've used this site a lot before. If you do want to check it out, you can use this as well. So essentially, all it shows is that since the 25th of February in 2020, so about a year ago, we have seen a continual decline of Bitcoin balances on exchanges, and it is continually going down. So that is good news overall. And we can see a similar move for Ethereum. So this is a different metric, the number of addresses with a balance greater than 10,000 Ethereum. So this again amplifies the idea that institutions aren't just purchasing Bitcoin, but are potentially purchasing Ethereum as well. So these are huge other high net worth individuals or institutions that are purchasing Ethereum. And you can see that from around November 2020, so just a few months ago, this number has been increasing exponentially of the number of balances or the number of accounts holding greater than 10,000 Ethereum. And this is still on the rise. It's at a peak right now. So as this keeps increasing, I can believe that more and more institutions are purchasing Ethereum potentially. This is not a guarantee, but visually, this is what it looks like is happening. Next up for Ethereum, obviously we have the grayscale fund opening up deposits for Ethereum again, or opening up room for new Ethereum purchases. And we can see a rise in that, again, showing that there is interest in Ethereum, not just Bitcoin. So I believe that we could see a move for Ethereum coming up in the next month or two based on the previous stats that I've just highlighted for you guys. And finally, Ethereum is set to undergo its first hard fork. So as you guys know, Ethereum is due for the Ethereum 2.0 upgrade coming up soon. Well, soon, it could be a year or even 2 years away from now, but they are making small improvements along the way. Hopefully, we will eventually get there because gas fees on Ethereum right now are crippling the network. But even with these high prices and these high gas fees, people are still using Ethereum. They're still interacting with DEXs, even with fees as high as $170, $180 per transaction, which is just mind-blowing to think about. So it does leave room for currencies like Cardano and Polkadot to come in and take some of that market share away from Ethereum if this does take too long. But right now, the hard fork would allow developers to introduce several key upgrades to the recently launched Beacon chain. The biggest practical change is the support for light clients, which means that nodes would have their own minimal resource requirements and could run on mobile devices. This would allow for trust minimized wallets that are able to verify the blockchain on their own instead of relying on external service providers. So this is a small upgrade coming to ETH 2.0. Hopefully within the year, we will start seeing more and more of these upgrades and potentially the full launch of ETH 2.0 coming up within a year or two. If it manages to happen within this Bitcoin or this super crypto cycle, I think Ethereum has room to really make that run to $10,000 or $20,000, as I've mentioned in previous videos. You can check those out if you want to see how I looked at that. And finally, I just want to cover that the SEC case over Ripple. So Ripple, the SEC says the settlement is unlikely before trial over alleged securities violations. So as you guys know, I made a video about this in the past covering how the SEC has targeted Ripple. And I've been asked many times since then if I do own Ripple or why I hate Ripple. And the thing is, I don't hate Ripple at all. I don't hate XRP. I have nothing against them. Just in my opinion, if there are literally thousands of other cryptocurrencies that you can invest in, why choose to invest in the one that is being targeted and is currently under a lawsuit? So there's a lot of controversy around Ripple. There's a lot of controversy around XRP. So why choose that one to invest in? Sure, maybe if you do believe in it as a cryptocurrency, you believe in the project, go ahead and invest in it. But there are many better options out there, in my opinion at least. But if you are a bit of a speculative investor, or perhaps you are emotionally attached to your investments, which I don't believe that you should be, you could be holding out your Ripple investments because you are perhaps sitting at a loss from the 2017 bubble. And I understand that mentality and understand why you would continue to hold your Ripple. But in my opinion, I just have no need to invest in that because there are much better gains to be made elsewhere in the cryptocurrency market, like Cardano, like Polkadot, like even Litecoin and Chainlink and so on, have better use cases, in my opinion, and less controversy surrounding them. So why not choose to invest in these if you are looking for a long-term safer hold? So I hope you understand my view on Ripple right now. Nothing against it. I just believe that there are potentially other gains to be made elsewhere that are slightly safer, even though cryptocurrency is a huge speculative bet on its own, in some opinion. But in my opinion, I'm here to stay. Crypto is the future, and I'm sure you believe the same thing if you're watching this channel. I hope you guys liked that video. If you have any questions or if you want to see more of this, please hit the subscribe button and hit that like button if you haven't yet. Turn on those bell notifications, and as always, I shall see you in the next video. Cheers.